646 now on this Tuesday. Gas prices up in Michigan about 14 cents higher than last week. One of the key reasons is the price of oil going up. What's behind this? Let's talk to Baron Lukas, oil industry expert at crudefunders.com. Baron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
How'd you get into the oil business yourself?
That's a long story. I'm a retired Marine colonel that went into investment banking and then to run an oil field supply company and then as a consultant, and now I'm back as a CEO of an oil field services company. Wow,
that's quite a journey. And has it been a profitable venture for you to be involved in oil?
Absolutely. It's the most strategic and one of the most dynamic industries in America, and I'm very proud to be part of it.
Yeah, and what's it been like for you, though, in the last couple of years?
Well, the downturn the last 18 months, 20 months has been tight. Not so much for me, but certainly for my clients. I spend most of that time consulting. Mm-hmm. It's tough to go from $100 plus oil to $27 oil and not bear the pain of that reduction. A lot of folks have been laid off. A lot of companies have filed bankruptcy, but I think we're on our way back. Just a matter of time now.
So it's $50 a barrel right now. Is that close?
I think right now we're about 47 and a little bit of change. I think we'll see significant volatility for the next several months. There will be an upward climb, so if you kind of straighten out the ups and downs and put a curve on it, I think we'll see 50 to 55 and then eventually $60 before the end of the year.
And what's causing the price to come back up right now?
Very simple. Supply and demand has right-sided itself. We have gone from a significant surplus to a not-so-significant surplus that could be a deficit very quickly. Our own production in the United States has diminished significantly. The rest of the world is doing as best they can. We've got some oil issues in Canada due to the fires, some issues in Venezuela and Nigeria and Libya due to disruptions and unlawful behavior. So we're it.
So what happens? I mean, because ramping up production and drilling, right? How quickly can that really happen?
That's a very good question. That's kind of the long pole in our production tent is going from 470 plus drilling rigs to something close to 1,000 inside of a year is probably going to be required, and that's going to take a little effort, a little capital, and a lot of people going back to work, and finding those people is going to be part of the biggest issue.
So when you're opening up when you're beginning to drill again, are you relying then on the price to continue to go up and stabilize that way? Or?
It won't continue to go up. I think 55, 60, 65 is about it. I don't see it going much higher than that.
And that's enough, that price range for drilling to go up to, you said, 1,000 rigs?
I think so. Yeah, I think anything above 55 in a stable platform will induce people to start exploration again. Certainly won't be what it was 2 or 3 years ago. We're not going to go to 2,000 rigs, but 1,000 rigs is about right. And a lot of people go back to work, and that's good for America, and it's good for the consumer, and it's good for the oil industry.
So currently our state average for gas is $2.74 a gallon. Are we heading to over $3 then with that happening?
Yeah, it depends on where you are. I mean, national average is a little much lower than that. Right now I'm in Wichita Falls, Texas. On my way home, and it's $1.98.
What?
For regular gas here.
How's that? How are we getting hit so hard in Michigan? Can you make sense of that?
I don't know. I don't know that question. There's a lot of taxation on a gallon of gas, depending on where you are. It's over $2.80 in California. And so it depends on local and state taxes predominantly. Certainly the price of fuel at the pump will continue to rise a little bit as summer demand increases and supply goes down. And as the price of oil goes up, we'll see something a little higher. But I don't see it going a whole lot higher than $3.50. In fact, I don't think it's going to go that high. So, still a reasonable price of the pump, I think.
When you say a peak price, at least short term, of $65 a barrel for oil, what is it that's going to keep oil from getting back up to that $100 mark?
Supply and demand. Demand is not as great as it has been in the past. The global economy is relatively slow. Our own economy is very slow. And so I don't think it's going to go any higher. And right now, other than the countries that are having some production issues, including our own, the rest of the world is doing their level best to pump as much oil as they can, because they have to meet their own fiscal demands. Assuming that we don't drill ourselves back down to $27 oil, which is a possibility, I think we'll stabilize between 55 and 75 somewhere in the next 3 to 4 years. That's going to be the average. I think it's going to stay there. So but that's enough.
Basically, we open up all these rigs and we start drilling, and right away that the pressure comes down, the price comes down. Is that the dynamic then?
Well, certainly. I mean, if we oversupply ourselves, then it's a simple supply and demand dynamic. We are now the price setter. We are now the swing producer in the United States, so it's up to us to control the pricing, and hopefully we'll do that correctly and maintain a level of price that's good. What
kind of coordination is there in terms of avoiding this oversupply?
There's none. This is a free economy, and people are free to do what's best for them economically.
Is it a rush to get these rigs up? Is that how it works? Like everyone tries to get there first, and then things go?
To an extent, but I think everybody is pretty cautious. I spoke to an oil company today in Oklahoma City, and I spoke to a drilling company in Oklahoma City, and there's people that are hopeful that things will go back to something that looks like a good economy in terms of the oil industry. But I think people are a lot smarter and a lot more cautious than they have in the past. I don't see this being a gold rush, if you will. I see it being an evaluation of the stability of the price and what's economic for the oil industry in general. And I think people will produce enough to make the kind of returns that their investors need, and hopefully they won't overproduce. But that's a simple supply and demand issue.
It's Baron Lukas, oil industry expert. Find him at crudefunders.com. That's crudefunders.com. Baron, thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.